Okay, so today we're gonna start our new unit called disaster or calamity. Um, okay, this is the 42nd unit. We have total of 50 units, so we are close to finish everything. That's great. So first one, first character is P. Okay, so this one it's actually referring to the thunderbolts. Okay, uh, it's uh, it's the yeah it's a noun, uh, means thunderbolts, and if it used as a verb, that means thunder strike. Okay, struck by a thunder, right? And look at the character, so you can see it goes with the rain radical on the top. So anything that is related to weather usually get this rain radical on the top. Okay, now at the bottom, the character is P. Now this P means it's actually is a ancient corporate punishment, um, and so they use some kind of like an axe, it looks like, some kind of knife. Okay, um, and done terrible things basically to the criminal. So that's what this picture shows. The reason for that is because the thunder strike will do great damage, and and so that's why they use this P. Okay. Um, Next one is Li. Now Li also means thunderbolt. Okay, means the exact same thing. So therefore, let's say this character, same thing. Rain radical on the top, but Li on the bottom. So Li means experience or through. Okay, and so when the thunderbolt strike, the current will go through the thing thoroughly and do great damage. Okay, so this is that's why they use this li. Okay, now P li is a word, common word, and this is it's a common language phenomenon that combine similar or same meaning of two characters together to form a word. Okay, so pili is one of those words. Next one, guan. Now, guan means a string of 1,000, 1,000 shells or 1,000 copper coins. Okay. Now the Chinese copper coins, they have a hole in the middle, so you can put a string through it and correct any lots of them together. So 1,000 of those tiny coins is called guan, one guan. Okay, so this is a unit measure for money. Now this originally is a string to collect the shells. So that's why they have this bay on the bottom. Okay, and on the top is a character that it's a thing that you can see that the string go through a thing, right? So in the middle. Okay, so literally it's a picture of that. And because of that, so this character also has meaning of what? Meaning of through. Okay, a series of things, or repeated things. Okay, like 惯犯, that means repeated criminals. Okay, so 贯通, 贯通 means pass through. Like 还有什么贯彻, that means apply something thoroughly. Okay, so you can see that this 贯 means because that a string go through the coins, and so this character has the meaning of basically going through something like a thoroughly. Okay, that meaning. Next one, xiao. Now xiao means sleet. Okay, means sleet. So sleet is a tiny ice come off the sky with the rain, and so that's what it is. So in Chinese, this is xiao. Okay, the xiao as it goes with the rain radical again. Now the bottom is the character xiao. Now that xiao means small. Okay, xiao means small. So sleet, that right? So the ice cubes are small, and a snowflake small. So everything drop down is small. Okay, it's xiao. Next one. Ji. Now ji means foundation. Okay, base, foundation, basis. Okay, so this ji. Now this ji, the original meaning is those that those dirt foundations. Okay, so in ancient China, when they build buildings, they will pile up a dirt. Okay, to build a high plateau, and then they will they will press the dirt to make it hard. Okay, so they just basically use some kind of thing to kind of to hammer it. Okay, hammer it and then make it packed. Okay, then become a foundation. And so this is usually is higher above the ground. Okay, and so those things are called a ji. Okay, now if you look at the character, you can see that the oracle bone character is actually a basket. Okay, looks like a basket, and they're putting something in the basket. So what are something? That something is dirt. Okay, so this is basically a carrying tool for moving dirt to build those kind of foundations. Okay, now later on they added a dirt radical on the bottom. Okay, so and then that form is basically is passed down to the current modern character. Okay, so this is ji. Next one is chu. Now chu means base, means foundation also, but that's a particular foundation. It's a stone base for a column. Okay, stone base for a column. I don't know if you ever went to China to see Asian buildings in China, like the Forbidden City, or other places where you can see like ancient big buildings. You will find that the pillars, the huge wooden pillars, always sit on a big stone base. Okay, now the Chinese architecture is very unique in the way that the buildings are structured. The what's holding together, what holds the building together, is not at the bottom. Is actually on the top. It's the roof structure that holds everything together. Okay, and so the pillars sits on the stone base, but they are not tied to the stone base. Okay, so that the advantage of that is when earthquake strikes, the earth moves, but because there's no tie between the pillars and the stone base, and so basically the building and the stone base will shift, but the building will still stands. It will not fall. Okay, and so this is why lots of buildings and towers in China can last for long, can survive earthquakes. So most of the buildings, Asian buildings in China, is not destroyed by earthquakes, but rather by fire. Okay, so this is this stone base is called the chu. Okay, chu. Now the character, you can see that it goes with the stone radical, and the right hand side is the character chu. Now this chu means pain. Okay, means sadness, means unbearable suffering. Okay, this is chu. Now why that? Because you can see like those stone base that have to bear unbelievable amount of pressure, and and forever basically, right? And so if it were a person, that would be a terrible thing, right? So that's why they use this character to kind of refer to that kind of role. Okay. Now the modern ones, they change the character with by to change the character to a much simpler one, but pronounced the same. 出 also carries a meaning, because 出means generate, means coming out. Okay, and so in the Chinese building, they are coming out those stone bases, right? Okay, so which also makes sense. Next one. Yu, now yu means dirt. Means like muddy dirt that clogs a water duct or pipe, that kind of thing. Okay, so this is called yu, yu sludge, silt that clogs things up. Okay, this is called yu. Now the character, you can see that this goes with the water radical. That's obvious. And on the right hand side is the character yu. Now yu means this yu character is actually a bird. Okay, a bird. These birds are black birds. Those like crow. I think it's crows, right? So it's entire body, entire feather is black. Okay, and the reason for that is because those sludge, muddy dirt is, oftentimes, most of the time, are black. Okay, so this is yu. Next one, yan. Now yan means submerge. Means submerge or soak. Okay, soak in the water, in the liquid. Okay, and so this one goes with the water radical. Okay, and the character yan, yan on the right. Now yan has the meaning of cover. Okay, cover, and so put them together, basically cover with water. It basically means cover with water, so that means being submerged under the water. Okay, so this is yan. Now next one is sha. Now sha means big buildings. Okay, mansions, tall big buildings. Okay, or penthouse. Okay, in Western terms. Now this one has a if you look at the character, it goes with the building radical on the top and the character of sha in the middle. Okay, in the middle. Now the sha, of course, this sha means summer. One meaning is summer, but the other meaning is grand, great, big. Okay, and so for example, the Chinese people sometimes refer to themselves as 华夏. So 华夏is this sha right in the middle. Okay, now that means great. Okay, grand. So great people of Hua. Okay, so basically that's what it means. All right. So next one is second pronunciation of this character called xia. Okay. Now this character has two pronunciations, means the same thing. Okay. Now this xia also is a name for a city, a pretty famous city in China called Xiamen. Okay, it's a coastal city. Now you don't say Xiamen, that's wrong. Okay, you have to say Xiamen. But in terms of referring to big buildings, mansions, you can say 大厦. You can get by say 大厦. Okay, because both ways are valid. Okay, but most people will say 大厦. Okay. Next one, 状. Now 状means one of those curtains, like big curtains that wrap around a place, a dwelling place. Okay, or is the what I say? It's the thing that supports the tent. Okay. Yeah, it's the wooden pillar that supports the tent. Okay, particularly like a military tent. Okay, and so another meaning is one of those like flags. Okay, now the Chinese flag is the Asian Chinese flag is does not it looks different than the modern flags. Okay, the Chinese flags has a horizontal bar, okay, on the top, and then the flag, the fabric is actually hanging off the horizontal flag, okay. um, and so basically those it could means those means these flags, or means the pillar for the tent, or the curtains uh, for surrounding the tent, okay. Or the curtains that shielding sun. Basically those things are all you can see are covers, okay, shelters, cover shielding the sun, okay. Basic, that's what they are. Now another meaning is it's a unit of measure for buildings, okay, called the 一幢楼, 一幢楼. All right, so let's take a look at the character itself. So this one goes with the Jing radical. Now Jing means what? Jing means tower. Okay, means tower, like a hand tower, or like yu jing. Yu jing means bath tower. Okay, and the right hand side is tong. Now tong means what? Tong means children, okay, means children. Now in Asian China, children they don't tie up their hair, okay. So when you are grown up, and then by tradition that you have to tie your hair up and making those hairdos, okay. But children's, they don't have to do that, so their hair is draping down. And so they use that to mean that those curtains that drapes down, okay. um, Next one, beng. Now beng means collapse, means breakdown from within, okay, from within. It's called beng. It's originally it means the mountain, the stones, rocks on the mountain that breaks off and rolling down, okay, rolling down the mountain. Okay, that's what the original means, okay. Now you can see the original character. You can see that it goes with the mountain radical on the left, and then on the right is the character pen. Now pen has pen. By look of it, you can see that this is looks like a tool that collects all the shells together. They use strings to pull. Use strings to pull them together and basically collect them neatly. Okay. Now later on, this character become referring to friends, because friends are basically similar peoples, or like-minded peoples, getting together, right? And so this is they use pun is because when the mountains, the rocks breaks down, they don't roll off single one. Okay, when it breaks, many pieces, they're all rolling down at the same time. Okay, so that's why they use that. Pun. This is a pun. Now, interesting one is that this character is used to refer to emperor's death. Okay, and so why use that for emperor's death? This is because by paying respect, and people are not allowed to say the emperor is dead. So say 皇帝死了. No, you cannot say that. So they use say 驾崩 use 驾崩 to mean 皇帝死了. Now 为什么呢? Because these rocks breaks down rolling off the hill are natural phenomena. So they would like to express that the emperor's death is like a natural phenomenon. So this is actually trying to express that the emperor has some kind of divine order, divine, has a divine character. So their birth and their death is kind of like a controlled by divine power. It's kind of natural phenomenon. Okay, so that's why that is the reason. Not that is what they're trying to express. Okay, and so they use this 崩 to refer to emperor's death. Next one. Ta. Now ta means collapse, means some kind of structure that crumbles and falls into the ground. Okay, and basically it should be like a structure that's upright structure that goes very tall. Okay, so when they crash and crumble, then everything goes down and fall to the ground, become flat. So that kind of thing is called ta. Okay. And another meaning is called tash. Tash means like referring to a person like down to earth. Okay, so that's a good character. Okay, and so ta also means that is stable. Means stable. Means firm. Okay, means peace. All right. So that's second meaning. Next, let's take a look at the character. So this goes with the third radical on the left, and then on the right. So this part is a character called ta. Now ta actually means what? Means a bird flying high. Okay, birds flying high. Birds flying high. You can see that this on top is the sun, and then the bottom is two pieces of feather. Okay, so which means going flying high. Now this is they try to say that anything goes high eventually will come down to the ground. So that's what they're trying to say here. Okay, and you can see like quite a few characters they built that way. Okay, they express meaning by the picture, or the express the opposite of what they're trying to express. Okay, so basically you can see that this is in Chinese culture, that dialectical thinking is a very early phenomenon. Okay, so this is how the Chinese understood how the world works. Okay, so this is ta. Next one. Yao. Now yao means these kilns, or for making potteries or ceramics. Okay, with high temperature ovens basically. Okay. Now let's take a look at the characters. So this one, it's kind of interesting because the older character you can see is a cave character on the top. Okay, it's a 穴, right? That means a cave. Cave come on the top, and then in the middle is a lamb, and then fire on the bottom. So you can see that originally what they're thinking is that, okay, so this is a cave, and inside we're gonna make some fire, and then we're gonna roast lamb. Okay, so that device, that instrument, that structure is called yao. Okay, and so later on, of course, they use the similar structure, but they make the temperature much hotter and to make ceramics and potteries. Okay, and so when they do that, the character changes. Okay, so they change the lamb and the fire into another character, which means the earthware. Okay, the earthware containers. Okay, so this radical is also some kind of common in many other characters, which basically means containers. Okay, so this is the character yao. Okay, basically kiln for making potteries. Next one, an. Now an means small thatched hutch. Okay, small thatched hutch. These are the small buildings that the top, the top roof is made out of grass, dry grass, and put them together. Okay, so these things called an. Now, because in ancient China, lots of monks and nuns, the Buddhist nuns, they they usually, unless you're a big temple, but you're not gonna have lots of money, so you can't build a fancy buildings. So they build those simple thatched dwellings called an. Okay, now because those are so pervasive, and then later on they would just say, referring to their temple is some kind of an. Okay, so this is very common. Now when they use an right now, it's not necessarily the building would be thatched hutch. Okay, and all right. So next one, 屯. Let's see how many we got. Okay, we're gonna 2 more. Now 屯, 屯 means a store. Means store up, hoard. Okay, store up or hoard. Basically hoarding things. Okay, pile up things together and save it for later. Okay, so it's called 屯. Now, when you look at the character, so it's very obvious. So it got a big square, right? Now the big square means the storehouse, the 4 walls of the storehouse. Okay. Now in the middle is the character 屯. Now 屯 has meaning of collecting. Okay, collecting and accumulating. So that's the meaning. Collecting and accumulating. That's the middle character. That's what it means. So now you can see that this is what? This is collecting and accumulating inside what? Inside a structure, right? That surrounded by 4 pieces of walls. Okay, so that's called a 屯. So very much easy to make sense of it. Okay, now the next one is the second pronunciation is this character called 吨. Now 吨 is what? Is the grain bin. Okay, 吨is a container. Okay, usually it's the weaved by bamboo strips. Okay, and make those big containers to move grains, and then they will store in the 屯. Okay, and so this is 2 pronunciations referring to things. Okay, next one, 填. Now 填 means fill in. Okay, fill in the blank. For example, fill in the form is called 填表. Okay, basically fill in the void, or replenish. Okay, replenish. That's another meaning. Basically, it's something that is a void, empty, and then you have to fill in something. Okay, filling dirt or filling writing some letters. Okay, so basically it's make it empty, which has nothing, and then become having something in it. Okay, so that's the meaning. Now let's take a look at the characters. So this is also interesting because it goes with the dirt radical. It's obvious they are filling up dirt. Now the right hand side is interesting because they use a character means truth. Okay, means real, means true. Now that's the opposite of what was fake, void, right? So they do that to mean what? To mean that it's a way of to making a fake become real, making a void become solid. Okay, to make something that has nothing to become something, to have something. Okay, so this is called a 填. All right, that's it for today. So happy learning.